Reigns of Chaos. This is your King of the Night, Vince Valentine, EX Turk, and I'm going to be talking about another Final Fantasy video I've been wanting to talk about for a while. And this is actually something that I've been trying to make for a while. I've just been busy with other, videos, other streams, and then, real life problems coming up, so I've been going through some stuff, and that's why I'm not streaming. Besides all that, I want to also announce that all your favorite Final Fantasy games is coming to Nintendo. Final Fantasy, Crystal Chronicles 7, 9, 10, 12, the Zodiac Age is coming to your Nintendo Switch. Even the Pocket Edition of Final Fantasy 15. And later on, when the Final Fantasy 8 anniversary comes up, we'll most likely get Final Fantasy 8. Now, what could this actually mean? If PlayStation 4 is already getting Final Fantasy games as is, matter of fact, PlayStation 4 is going to get more Final Fantasy. You're going to get the Final Fantasy games first. The new stuff like the new 8 and anything like spin-off games that they put on there or whatever. Not, I doubt that spin-off games are going to be put on there because nobody really likes the spin-off games. Even the good ones like Crisis Core that everybody likes, it's just not going to. But if they do, if there's a possible chance for spin-off games, I think it's possible to see on the Nintendo Switch Crystal Bears, which is a sequel to Crystal Chronicles, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, hopefully Final Fantasy VII Dirge of Cerberus. If anything, that's probably going to be a PlayStation exclusive because, no one actually really liked that game. Final Fantasy X-2. And if they get to the point where they get a classic collection on the Nintendo Switch where they get the older games, possibly Final Fantasy IV, the after years. So Nintendo has a good future with Final Fantasy games by far. So it's completely possible, It's completely possible we might also get some of the spin-off game collections. We might get a classic collection of the old games. We might even get the legend. Who knows? We might even get the legend collections and all the other stuff that's not released in the other stuff. Who knows? Maybe a possible Final Fantasy Tactics on the Nintendo Switch. Sky's the limit, but So it makes sense because now Cloud's actually a permanent roster of the Super Smash Brothers, and Square Enix actually partners up with anything. Matter of fact, it's not only going to go on the Switch. Some of the games, half the games at least, half the games that's not Crystal Chronicles or PlayStation only Final Fantasy titles will all go on the Xbox One as well. But this is a Final Fantasy Nintendo news. Since, Cloud's part of Super Smash now, Final Fantasy makes sense with the continuity of Super Smash, considering Final Fantasy now is part of a Nintendo product as well as a Sony product. So it's a cross product. So that means they can actually use Cloud, and it makes more sense now. And I think they were trying to do this all along because from the last Super Smash game that was on the Wii U had Cloud, and it took us all by surprise. We were like, no way. I didn't think this would be ever possible. But it is. And it's not just only for a guest character. This is actually legitimate truth. And especially now, since we got Final Fantasy games coming to the Switch. All your favorite Final Fantasy titles. And I think 8's going to come out on there. I know people are going to say I'm delusional. I'm crazy because 8 hasn't come out right now. But I think I realized that they're waiting for the anniversary of Final Fantasy 8. Although, like I said, don't keep your hopes too high. Remember to ride out the ride without keeping your hopes so high to the point where you screw yourself over. Remember also to have a conscious thinking mind, have like a conscious thinking mind, stuff like that. So, keep that in mind as well. Keep that in mind as well. That It couldn't happen, but I think it's going to happen. Final Fantasy, when the anniversary comes out, it's going to come on the PS4 first, most likely. You know, then it's going to come on the Switch in 2019. You know, so, you know, it is coming. But you remember, just keep your hopes a little bit to yourself, at least. Just remember, just keep it to yourself. You know, just keep it to yourself. That's all. But anyways, yeah, it is possible that we're gonna get it. Now I'm not a Nintendron or Sony fanboy. As a matter of fact, I like both consoles and PCs. They have different things that go about them than the other things don't got. You know, I'm pretty open to any gaming. But this actually might make me want to pick up a Switch because then I could take the Switch with me and play Final Fantasy VII all day, every day. Hell, I could even just take it to work with me, and when I'm on break, pull out Final Fantasy VII on the Nintendo Switch. I don't even need the TV. It has a thing to itself too, so it's you know, this is actually pretty good. Nintendo's actually being smart, you know, by bringing some third party, because technically at this point Final Fantasy games are third party now. They used to be just Sony only, but now Final Fantasy games are a third party game, and this is actually smart on the Nintendo's half for bringing, you know, Final Fantasy to the stuff, because people like Final Fantasy. I ain't the only Final Fantasy fan in the world. I mean, Final Fantasy has a big fan base, you know, so this is actually really good, and you're bringing all the favorite games. Well, except for 9. I don't think 9 is that much of a favorite, but I understand why they were able to do that, because, you know. But 8 will come during the anniversary. Beware, 8 will come near the anniversary, and it's possible to actually get that on the Switch. I'm positive it's going to happen. Sure, I got to rethink the hype, but it's possible. It's 100% possible that this is coming to the Switch as well. So the Switch is actually looking like it's a promising console, not just only for its own games and stuff like that, and their new games and Super Smash and the new Mario Party that you can play online, but also with the classic Final Fantasy games on the Nintendo Switch, and then possibly we might be seeing the spin-off game collection. We might, and just like they did with the Mega Man collection, the Sonic Mania collection games, I think that's what they're doing with Final Fantasy games, because now we're gonna probably get a spin-off collection, probably the next thing for Nintendo Switch in their future. So we can hope for a Crisis Core, Dirge of Cerberus, Final Fantasy X-2, and all that stuff. And who knows? Maybe in the future, I don't know if it's possible, but maybe the 13th Saga, maybe the Final Fantasy 13th Saga. If possible. I doubt a Switch can run it, but we don't know. The hardware could be way better than the Wii U was, so I think it's highly possible that we might also be able to get Final Fantasy 13 onto this collection as well, for both you know, PS4 and Nintendo Switch, which would come to PS4 first, just to, you know, as a test run to see how it run before putting it on the Switch. But, you know, that means we might also get the spin-offs too, such as, you know, Final Fantasy 13-2 and Lightning's Return as well. All your favorite Final Fantasy games is coming to the Nintendo Switch. And may the crystal be with you.
Also working on a Vincent Valentine web series, fan trailer at least. So please support JTS Productions if you want to see a Vincent Valentine, you know, trailer. And then hopefully one day it becomes a web series. So there's that too.